A pleasant afternoon, students. How are you today? Ayan, as per request of each and every one, no? Mailan sa inyo that they want pre-recorded lesson so that you could prepare going to school and syempre siguro mabalikan nyo yung lesson lalo na pag malapit na yung exam. Okay? So, now, we will be discussing po our second topic. Okay? So, it's all about menu planning. But a quick reminder lang po, please do watch this lesson within the day or kung kailan lang spare time ninyo before mag-Saturday because I'll be giving short quiz po on Saturday sa time natin. Okay? So, let's proceed with our discussion. So, for our learning objectives, at the end of the session, the students must be able to define what is menu planning. Number two, understand the process of menu planning. And lastly, to realize the importance of menu planning. Okay? So by definition, class, when we say menu planning, this is the first control point in the food service system. It refers to a set of functional menus. Okay? So why do we say so that menu planning is the first control point in the food service system? Because all of the managers, okay, inside the restaurant are responsible to develop and implement, okay, menus, different menus for each day, for each business, to oversee the menu program or to guarantee also that the food being produced is delivered according to what? To quality and standards. Okay? So then it's also says that this is one of the important managerial activities, no, of the food service operation because this is something to be executed not by the managers lang po but also for the whole team or yung mga taong hawak niya inside the restaurant. So then at the end of the day, it can affect, no, the um the delivery of the service to all of our customers. Okay? So I've mentioned na rin naman last meeting natin kung ano yung iba't ibang types ng menu or ng meal. So yun usually yung dine-develop, no? And ini-implement at the end of the day ng ating mga managers when it comes to menu planning. Okay? So next, what is the purpose and objectives of menu planning? Kasi most of the time, pwede namang hindi na natin to gawin or pwedeng hindi naman bigyan ng ample time ng mga managers natin, no? Pero what is the purpose ba? Why we need to evaluate and assess it from time to time? Kasi number one that we can see here is, of course, we need to maintain satisfaction or masatisfy guest expectations. So, by means of the menu card, so nire-represent natin yan, no? As one of our service or product, yung menu card. Okay? Kasi dito natin nakikita what are the possible taste and preferences ng ating guest. Okay? So, hindi ka naman gagawa ng planning, menu planning, kung wala kang idea kung ano ba yung possible preference pagdating sa pagkain ng target market natin or ng guest natin. So, dun pa lang, sa pagpa-plan mo sa part na yan, you are ensuring that there must be a satisfaction on the end ng ating customers. Okay? So, another thing that we need to consider is yung maintaining or is that attaining marketing objectives. So while dinidiscover natin yung demands, preference ng ating customer, syempre one of the important element ng menu planning, no? Or one of its objective is to meet the requirements also ng ating time and also ng mga prices. Time ng alin? So speaking of labor ng ating mga tao sa loob, it's not about customers lang kasi lagi. syempre, yung mga tao mo sa loob, they are skilled enough ba or kaya ba ng kaya ba ng oras nila gawin yung mga set of menus na ini-evaluate natin from time to time. Baka naman sobrang creative tayo, no? Sobra natin gustong ibigay yung best natin sa customers, though that is good, pero the end of the day, hindi tumutugma or sumasakto sa oras or sa labor ng staff na meron ka sa loob ng restaurant. And also, with that, yung prices mo rin is hindi nagtutugma, no? There are times na yung prices natin sobrang mahal or sobrang mura naman for whatever reason. So, hindi natin ngayon makikita anong marketing strategy ang gagawin natin simply because hindi natin nami-meet yung time ng ating mga tao sa loob and even on how we will put prices. So, in marketing objectives, we need to push through the promotion. Okay? What else? Aside from the marketing strategy, we need to push through the what we call the quality development, no? Sa marketing ano natin, objectives, in order to meet again, going back sa number one natin. Okay? Yung guest expectations natin. Okay? So what else? Must be cost effective. So what is cost effective? So those menus daw class are both pwedeng pang commercialize or pwedeng pang institutional. Okay? So meron tayong pagkain or meron tayong list of dishes na pwedeng affordable siya, meron din namang nakahalong quite expensive. Okay? So, hindi lahat ng nasa menu card expensive, hindi din naman lahat ng nasa menu card po natin is mura. So, kailangan mabalanse ninyo na any type of customer is makaka-afford. So, that is cost-effective. Must help achieve quality objective. So, when it comes to this, purpose is we are concerned about the ayan, maglilink, no? Magkakaroon ng connection dito ang ating marketing concern. Okay, yung number two natin. What is the quality objective in relation to marketing? Okay? So meaning to say, going back again dun sa areas ng quality requirements natin na kailangan mag-incorporate sa standard ng food menu natin. Halimbawa sa marketing natin, ang pinopromote natin is dessert or yung mga entremet menu. Okay? So when it comes to achieving the quality, no? Quality objective, kailangan yung promotion natin sa entremate menu natin or sa dessert natin, no, through social media, through advertisement, through word of mouth, is in reality makikita ng customer siya. Okay? Or may experience niya. Say for example, um, it is obvious sa picture, you're serving ice cream. No? Meron tayong ice cream, ilang ml yon, no? And then, magkano mo siya isi-sell out sa customer or pag in-order. So, there's something like realistic once makita ng ating customers yung order nila in person. So, kung natakam sila, very enticing yung ano mo, yung ice cream na ino-offer as part of your promotion, kailangan yung excitement na yon hindi mawawala during their um, experience sa restaurant na yan. Okay? Or once they buy that kind of item, no, yung ice cream na yan, kailangan andun yung enjoyment nila na, oh really, totoo pala yung nasa menu card or social media, ganito pala siya kalaki, or ganito pala siya ka-vibrant yung color niya. Kung gaano ko natakam nung nakita ko sa picture, ganito din pala talaga. So that's between the marketing and quality. So usually kasi 'di ba in the context of marketing para bang dumadating sa point like it's just an strategy na lang, no, para makakuha tayo ng target. Pero yung reality hindi talaga totoong na experience ng customer. So mahirap 'yun. So dapat realistic lang dapat tayo from time to time. Okay? So when it comes sa price niyan, pag binenta mo siya ng 120 sa promotion, so hindi magbabago yan pag tinake out nila or nag-dine-in sila. Okay? So, must be accurate. Okay? So, yung number 5 objective natin, so when designing menu din class or when planning menu, um, managers and teams are accountable for telling the truth. So you must not mislabel a product or describe it falsely. So papasok pa rin kanina yung natin, mini-mention sa quality. So hindi tayo dapat magsisinungaling sa customers natin. If you are using organic ingredients, di sabihin mo, you're using organic ingredients sa mga main dish. If not, no, wag mo sabihing organic ingredients yung mga gamit mo. Ano ba talaga? Okay? Or halimbawa, anong gamit yung sugar dito? Gusto nila yung may brand sila ng sugar na hinahanap. Kung yung bang hinahalo nyo sa dessert or sa entremate. 'Di ba? Entremate menu ninyo. So, do not tell lie sa kanila that you're using their brand para lang ma-impress sila. So, try to mention anong ginagamit na brand or pwedeng hindi nyo naman directly sabihin yung brand name kasi dapat yan. Uh, Hindi natin dinedisclose, but you can tell them other term na hindi lang yun, no? Hindi yung minimin niya, yung i-answer nyo din. Just to give um, satisfaction sa guest natin. Na okay sila, gumagamit ng ganito, very good. Eh, hindi naman nila nakikita in reality yung food preparation nyo. 'Di ba? So that is something to do with the accuracy. And menu planning process, the effectiveness of the menu planning process is determined by the appropriate relation of the organization's mission, goals to the customer in terms of budget and guidelines, and determining the food service operations and service capacity. So sa planning process natin, um, mag-i-start tayo sa tinatawag na organizational mission and objectives. So, when we say org mission and objectives, menu is the statement of food and beverage items available or provided by food establishments primarily based on consumer demand and designed to achieve organizational objectives. So, I know that you are familiar when we say mission and objectives kasi 'di ba in school, in other companies, nagre-rely sila with the mission and objectives in order to meet the standard of a certain food service establishment, okay? And in order to guide them um on how they will develop, no, or improve their product or services. Okay? So we can include also under org mission and objectives the statement of food and beverage items available provided by what? By food establishment or the restaurant. Primarily based on consumer demand and designed to achieve organizational objectives. So, dito, para bang we are relying to our customers what we usually serve. Is it authentic ingredients, Filipino cuisine, no? Naalala ko yung gawa nila Mr. Villato nung first meeting, yung kanilang mga dinaktakan, bulalo, and so on. May bulalo ba doon or sinigang? Ayan. So parang doon pa lang their mission and objectives is I guess to serve or to provide Filipino items. So yun lang naman yung pinaka-specific dito sa org mission. Kailangan maging malinaw yung sineserve nating food and beverage sa customer. Okay? So yung customer naman, sa pagdating sa planning process, number one natin yung org mission and objectives. Number two is customers. Whether menus are being prepared for a commercial or non-profit business, the menu planner should thoroughly examine the people to be served based on their age, nationality, and nutritional requirement. Okay? So, ano ba yung mga kailangan nating i-consider in planning process? Siyempre, andun na yung very creative tayo in planning menus, di ba? Pero napansin nyo ba why I am asking kila Mr. Villato and Miss AD to check the market sa school every Saturday? Kasi, we are looking for sino ba ang bebentahan? Sino ba yung nilulook forward natin na mga tao na pwede nating i-provide itong food and beverage na gagawin ninyo at the end of the day. So same thing sa ating mga food service establishments, especially sa mga restaurants. So they need to know first the target market. Halimbawa, if that is restaurant na nakaposition sa mall, and then napapaligiran yung mall ng call center building, okay, ano pa, maraming mga universities, so students naman yun. Meron na rin tayong mga employee or professional. So, ano yung possible na ibebenta mo? Kailangan merong pang estudyante, meron ding mga pang adult. Nakuha nyo yun? Then it depends upon ano din yung mga edad nila. Ano ba yung mga gusto nitong mga to? Ano ba yung usually um, kinakain nila during break times or talagang binibili nila from time to time. Kasi syempre, food is part of our daily lives nga, 'di ba? So para bang hindi nawawala talaga yung providing food and beverage. So ano ba? Or meron ba dito um, mga klase ng target market na medyo gusto lagi naka-diet type, lagi naghahanap ng wala ba kayong more of vegetables, walang meat, 'di ba? May mga ganyan na magtatanong. So ina-assess niyo 'yun. Part ng menu planning 'yun. Kailangan niyo i-develop ilang customers na 'yung nagtanong sa inyo, no? Siguro almost a year na. Di ba kayo magse-serve ng more of vegetables lang, walang meats, or magse-serve ba kayo ng ganitong klase, mga a la carte style lang? So ina-assess 'yan. Okay? So that is part of the planning process. So we need to insert talaga very matrabaho to yung looking for the customers. Pero kapag nasa pool natin tong target na to at na-meet natin yung kanilang gusto and demand, so malabo nang hindi kumita ang restaurant. Okay? So next is budget guidelines. So yung budget guidelines natin, the amount of money that may be spent of food must be determined before any menu is established. So the amount to be budgeted in retail operation is determined by the projected revenue from the food sales. Okay? So the revenue here must be sufficient to cover the cost of raw food. Okay? Ano pa i-cover? Yung labor. And ano pa? Need to cover the operating expenditures as well as to provide then class ng desired profit natin. So, these financial objectives class are determined by management through strategic menu pricing. Okay? So, babangga to class, in short, no, yung overall expense natin sa operations, parang sa cost control ninyo, hindi nyo, kung naaalala nyo pa, no, kailangan ma-manage natin yung costing, bayad sa tao, utilities, etc. bago tayo maglagay ng pricing. Do you still remember the computation? Ilang percent yung ilalagay ninyo dun sa menu kasi kasama dun yung bayad nyo sa tao at other expenses. So that is the budget guideline. So hindi lang natin pepresyohan yung raw food, no? And then mag-e-end na dun kasi may tubo ka na tapos paano naman yung iba mong gastusin sa loob ng restaurant? Okay, mamaya wala ka na palang ibabayad sa tao mo or wala ka na palang budget para sa iba pang expenses, no? So, paano yun? So, yun yung sinasabi dito sa budget guidelines. So, yung production and service capabilities naman, this is any given day's meal must be able to be prepared in the available workplace and with available equipment. So, the amount options of the menu dito class is the food item selections are influenced by the service style. So, ano bang klase ng food service style yung ino-offer natin? Is it a class restaurant ba? So pag class restaurant, you know already what are the equipments no na kakailanganin at gaano ka-class yung ambience. So mas mahal ang service, so normally ang pricing natin mas mahal din. Pero if yan is casual, so normally pag casual, ano lang ba ang need natin for the setup, 'di ba? So plates, no? Dinner fork, dinner knife, dinner spoon, that's it lang. Unlike sa formal, 'di ba? Ang dami. Then tumatagal yung serbisyo ng food stuff. So sa casual, very minimal lang yung task nila. So dito sa part na to, we need to ensure that the time between no the preparation and service should be considered. Okay? Kasi babangga pa rin siya sa amount na pwede mong ibayad sa staff mo and babangga din siya sa amount na magkano ba ang pricing ng menu mo. So, ganun siya. Okay? So, parang production over service capabilities. So, hindi ka naman pwedeng, halimbawa, sa menu plan mo, worth 99 pesos na siomai, pero yung service mo, yung siomai, iluluto mo pa sa harap ng guest, dun ka pagagawa ng siomai, magpapakitang gilas ka pa, no? No, natatandaan nyo ba yung discussion natin before sa food and beverage? So, hindi mo pwedeng i-price ng 99 lang yung siomai. Ang dami palang ganap nun. So, hindi siya magmamatch sa production natin and also with the budget. So, I hope nakukuha nyo yung flow na yan. And then, considerations in menu planning. Okay, meron tayong restaurant class, type of menu, kitchen staff skills, experience, physical infrastructure, language of the menu, clientele type, and pricing of the menu. Okay? So, restaurant class, fine dining restaurant are likely to have far more expensive food and designs compared to board use in fast food restaurants. So, papansin niyo if that is a formal restaurant, talaga naka-menu card sila. Unlike sa mga casual resto, meron silang yung board lang, naka-fixed price lang sila doon. Di na nila binabago yan. No? Babaguhin man nila, it takes years. Depende kung paano nila i-develop yung pricing. Pero yung mga class restaurant natin, wala kayong makikitang board, no? O board, it's look like sa Jollibee and McDonald's, 'di ba? Naka-fix ang mga prices nila doon. So, mas gusto nilang maglabas ng menu card because they are offering more expensive food. And another thing that we need to consider is ano ba yung type of menu that we need to offer. So, may individual pricing ba or may naka-fix, may naka-combo menu ba, may naka-set ba? So depende pa din sa menu, no? Kung ano i-offer mo, ayun din dapat yung magko-complement to each other if you are setting a fixed price for set menu. At kung hindi naman kakayanin ng desired profit, wag ka na mag-fix. I-a la carte mo na lang or individual pricing ka na lang. Okay? So, yan din yung kailangan i-consider. So, inaaral din yan. Kukombo mo ba na mas malulugi ka o sa tingin mo mag-individual ka na mas kikita ka? So, ganun siya. So, kitchen staff skills experience, the complexity and size of the menu depends on what can be delivered by chef. So, check mo din yung kakayanan ng mga tao mo sa loob, especially sa mga naka-assign sa back of the house. So, ano ba experiences ng mga yan? Mas working nila, experiences. Mas magaling ba sila sa mga dim sum menu? Sabi nating dim sum, paggawa ng siopaw, may mga siomai sila, no? Gawa ng mga longganisa, tapa, ayan. Tatapa ba kayo sa food tech na? Ayan. Kung yun ang expertise nila, so you need to check on that na yun din yung possible offer ninyo. Pero kung hindi sila master dyan, so hindi ka maglalagay ng menu na hindi nila kayang gawin. So, halimbawa, more of beverage naman ng mga skills nito mga to. Mga entremet, menu, desserts, sweets, hot and cold, mga soups. O, i-check mo muna yun. Okay? So, upon checking the availability and skills ng chef mo, mas madaling makapag-create ng menu plan. Kasi may teamwork na eh. Lahat kayo gamay nyo. Lahat kayo familiar. Okay? So, iba yung familiar na dun sa aaralin mo pa lang. Pag familiar ka na kasi, mas tayo, nakaka-reduce tayo ng time and effort na mag-invest ng time sa isang bagay kasi you are studying pa or parang you are preparing pa, paano ba to? Ano bang lasa nito? 'Di ba? Dun sa familiar ka na. Okay? Though I'm not saying na kapag hindi tayo familiar, wag ka na mag-push through. What I mean is that kung existing na ang restaurant mo for a long period of time, doon ka na sa masters mo. Pero kung yan is magpuput up ka pa rin naman, it's okay na magkaroon tayo ng development ng menu. Pero at the end of the day, lahat sana is skilled sa bagay na yun. Pagdating ng ano, pagdating na na-approve yung klase ng menu na yan. So physical infrastructure depending on the size of the kitchen, size of serving, area and equipment available. Restaurants can design an appropriate menu. Ayan. So you need to consider, baka ang dami mo namang menu na line up sa menu card mo, eh yung kitchen area naman napakaliit. Eh paano naman kayo gagalaw ng mga chef dyan? Paano nyo ba naman magkakaroon pa ng development and implementation? Eh yung space nyo pa lang. 'Di ba? Parang ano na kayo, na stress na. So, it matters, no, yung size ng kitchen natin. If that is small scale lang, ibangga mo sa menu mo, konti lang ang masiserve nyo ngayon. Pero kung yan is malawak, madaming station, marami din dapat tayong i-offer. So, wag din tayong sobrang excited sa pag menu plan natin, no? Paggawa ng menu plan, ang daming mga category or sequence, tapos may individual price, may naka-combo pa, no? Na attractive ang daming pagpipilian ng customers. Pero ang inyong kitchen pala napakaliit. Paano 'yun? 'Di ba? Maya nakauwi na yung guest, nakatulog na, hindi pa na-serve kasi mabagal. Hindi ka rin pwedeng magkaroon ng, madaming chef na i-hire para maano natin yan, masettle natin yan. Yung menu na ang daming nakalist sa menu. Hindi pa din. Kasi ano kayo doon, siksikan. So that's why, no? Kung makikita ninyo nung first meeting natin, yung cross-utilization na sinabi ko, bakit tatlo lang? May reason yun. Ba't kaya tatlo lang binigay ni Ma'am Steph? Eh, pwede namang lahat na i-cross utilization. Kasi, I'm considering also our kitchen. 'Di ba? Eh kung lahat ba yun, ipe-prepare ninyo, wala pa tayong customers niyan na. Oh, sa tingin niyo ano magiging itsura natin diyan? 'Di ba? Magulo na, 'di ba? Yung isang menu nga lang masikip na tayo. So pina-practice ko rin kayo sa ano ba yung realidad pagdating ng kayo nagtrabaho, no? So hindi siya pwedeng maging realistic. 7 menu in one main, tapos yung kitchen natin, 'di ba? So I hope na ano natin 'yan, nagigets natin. So same thing with a food service establishment. So language of the menu, this should be kept simple but offering clear and concise description of each dish. So, say for example, entree menu tayo. Okay, so ano bang meron doon? With hot chocolate drizzle, sweetened with choco bars. That's it. Ano yung highlight niyan ng sineserve nating menu? Yun lang. Not necessarily include everything like flour, nilagyan mo ng sugar, nilagyan mo ng butter, hindi na kailangan yan sa menu card. Ano lang ba yung highlight na ingredients niyan? Na there is something na magmamarka, no, sa ating mga customers. Top with caramelized sugar, yung mga ganun. So that's the language, no? Clientele type, affordability and preferences of the guest is likely to affect the content of the menu but also its design. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, if you wish to put 99 pesos sa meal or sa menu. Halimbawa, top silog, bang silog, no? Yung mga silog na favorite ninyong i-prepare sa kitchen. Ayan. So, if that is 99, kailangan yung 99 pesos mo na yan, makikita sa picture pa lang, okay, worth it sa 99 to. Kasi nakita lahat. Yung egg, yung tapa, yung kamatis, yung pipino, yung rice, and even yung lagayan. Okay? So nakikita ngayon ng guest natin, itong worth 99 na 'to, itutuan parang ang dami, 'no? Kasi sa picture pa lang. That's why if you still remember, sabi ko magkakaroon tayo ng photo op dun sa mga plans ninyo nung unang meeting natin. Lahat gagawin niyo muna siya, 'no? Pipicturean in actual bago i-transfer sa future menu card ninyo. Kasi mahirap mag-offer na igagrab lang natin siya sa internet and then offer natin siya mamaya magreklamo bakit ganun yung picture na kuha nyo may ceiling green sa ibabaw, itong sinerve nyo wala. Hindi naman natin pwedeng sabihin lumubog na po yung sili sa ilalim, ma'am. It's not like that. Unprofessional yun and unethical. So, mapapansin niyo may photo op pa kami kay Ma'am Steph regarding sa mga pina-present niya last time. Ayun yung objective nito. Kasi bago natin i-serve, makatotohanan talaga na ito yung itsura niyan. Na kapag sinerve nyo, walang duda. No? So, sa part ng ano natin yan, honest part ng customer, honest tong mga to. Or kahit sa part nyo, pag estudyante pa lang sila, nabibuild na yung, they are very, um, real, no, sa customers. So, magandang feedback yan sa inyo at the end of the day. And then pricing of the menu, each restaurant has to design a menu that is in line in its clientele and the expectation for its cuisine and also the area and the premises. So you know already the pricing. Siguro gagawin na lang natin in actual tong pricing of the menu. Meron naman na tayong cost control before. Balikan lang natin paano kayo maglalagay ng pricing. Mag-a-adjust tayo or kayang aralin maigi kung pwedeng mas ibaba pa natin yung price. Basta may profit ha. Hindi pwedeng wala. Kasi baliwala. Kung wala namang profit at the end of the day. So, factors affecting menu items design. So, what are those? So, physical factors. So, pag sinabing physical factors, this is the availability of equipment and facilities needed for the preparation and serving of the menu. So, if you want to bake, no, as part of your menu planning, check nyo muna if kompleto ba the equipment. Okay, so in reality, ganun din. Hindi tayo makakapaglagay din sa menu card if yung gagawin mong menu sa equipment pa lang, kulang tayo. Paano mo execute yan? Mahirap. So, labor of considerations is skills, experience, and availability of staff. So, wag din po tayong um, gagawa ng isang menu na kailangan ng 3 hanggang 4 na tao para ma-push natin yung objective. Eh, in reality, ang tao lang sa kusina, 2. So, paano yun? So, i-ano nyo rin, i-assess nyo rin ilang capacity ba ang gagawa ng menu na to, dun nyo lang din ibangga yung potential natin para magawa yun. Okay, parang halimbawa sa may mga dinakdakan diyan kila Mr. Villato ulit, no? So, kaya ba yan ng buong grupo? For sure, kayang-kaya. Pero kung isa lang siya, and then at the end of the day, meron ng 10 order or 10 or 20 orders, hindi na kaya na mag-isa yan. So, that is labor considerations. Okay? So, guest expectation, menu items are associated with the specific establishment and standard. Okay, you know already guest expectation, taste preference, and their age, nationality, and also nutritional requirement. And meron tayong tinatawag na variety and psychological factors. It includes several menu items with low quality of product and more basic restaurant service. Okay? So, merong commercialized at meron namang pang-institutional type ng menu tayong in-offer. So, parang in short, merong mura, meron namang inexpensive. So, depende sa kakayanan at type ng customer yung napasok sa restaurant. So, what else? Another factor is yung appearance, temperature, texture, and consistency of the menu item. So, preparation and serving processes, ilang minutes, ilang hours ang waiting time, ilang araw to kailangan gawin, ilang days imamarinate para on that day, si-serve na lang ba? So, you need to check on that. Mamaya, may nag-order ng liempo. Ang standard nyo pala, 3 days marination. Pina-order nyo, ikagabi lang na marinate. So, hindi nyo siya masiserve. So, you need to check on that. Serving processes natin and time prep. And then, yung health concerns, it affects the entire menu. Okay? So, yung kabuang menu na pine-prepare or ipe-prepare natin, selecting healthier options. So, by means of raw materials or yung raw ingredients natin, if we can choose mas healthier yung mga ano natin, mas okay yun. Okay, like mga vegetables, sa ano na to sa part ng mga suppliers natin, sa mas magandang kumuha ng mas fresh at alam nating mas tatagal pag in-store. Okay? Kasi it matters no, when it comes sa health ng mga consumers natin. Menu pricing, something to do with the alignment of selection of items to the affordability of the restaurant customers. Okay? Patron expectations, so something to relate to the brand, recognition, clear brand image, and stereotypes. So, parang sometimes, no, bawa sa Starbucks, yung coffee na ino-order doon, yung ibang customer, ang comment nila, gusto namin doon kasi we want the brand of the milk they're using. Kasi di ba nakikita naman yan kapag nagmi-mix sa mga barista. Something like that. So, yun yung pinapatronage nila, yung gamit na milk or pwedeng yung coffee. Alam nila, nalalasahan nila agad anong type ng coffee ginagamit ni Starbucks. So, yun. Kailangan may brand din. Not necessarily, we need to explain to the guest anong brand. Kung may magtatanong lang, or sometimes di nagtatanong, nakikita kasi at nalalasahan din. So yun din dapat yung makita dito sa menu design. So ito yung factor din na kailangan i-evaluate. And also rating food preferences. So focusing on customer satisfaction and analysis of trends among regular guests. So may mga feedback form tayo for improvement, may mga kailangan tayo sa kanilang i-ask, no? Kung may kailangan pa bang i-develop so that the end of the day, hindi rin tayo mag-i-stick sa yun lang yung sineserve natin. So, kailangan natin yung i-discuss, kailangan din natin siyang ma-monitor na may ganito tayong mga concerns, no? Sa mga guests natin. So, i-ano natin siya, ipapractice nyo may apply yan. Hindi mo siya ide-deadma lang. Kasi kung ide-deadma lang yung concerns nila, huwag ka na maglagay ng mga rating para saan pa yan, manager din naman and team at restaurant ang masusunod. So we need to consolidate din yung concerns na yan for the improvement din yan ng overall service operation. Time and seasonal considerations naman. So something to do with forcing restaurant to include certain menu items or eliminate items. So ito yung mga under performing dishes. So if they're not working na sa menu card, hindi na order, ilang ilang ano na din, years, even na-develop na siya and nakapag-promo na, ang dami na nating in-strategize para maano siya, ma-move from time to time kasi kasama to sa binibigyan natin ng costing, it's time na to, to omit, tanggalin na. O baka pwedeng maglagay ng bago. So, yun yun. So, truth in menu standards affecting menu designs, examples natin, calories of each dish. Okay? So, andun pa rin tayo sa nutritional requirement at yung need, no? As one of the need pagdating sa health ng ating mga consumers. So, pwede tayo maglagay doon or sometimes hindi naman na need, no, sa menu card. Once lang na magtanong, parang sa culinary nutrition natin, ilang calories, ilan yung fats, may mga ganyan kasing customer. So, we need to explain that one sa kanila. Ilan yung gumagamit ba ng dairy products or not? Ayan. So, explain natin siya sa customer. But not necessary need siya sa menu card. Ito lang is isa lang sa factor in order for us to design a menu. So, napakatrabaho in a way, no? Yung creativity kasi napakadaling i-apply. Pero marami pala tayong concerns in designing a menu or in planning a menu. Okay? So, I hope and pray, no, sa the latter part ng ating mga discussion, makita ninyo how realistic and how important to design a menu sa mga restaurant. It's not just because we are or you are skilled enough, you are creative enough, you are so knowledgeable in everything. But the best thing that you can consider, class, is to balance and evaluate from time to time the needs and the demands of the customers versus no your capacity to provide service and quality products. Okay, that's the end of our lesson for today. This is the last slide, I guess. So get ready with our short quiz on Saturday. And of course, we will be having, no, our laboratory. Yung mga nagtatanong what is Antremet. So this is hot and cold sweets or other term for dessert. So you need to prepare that as part of your performance tasks on Saturday. So this will be the end of our session. Thank you so much for listening today. Goodbye and God bless everyone.